find your way back home.
Hey guys and gals, it's your girl Ashton Cooper here, and I am back with my septum piercing experience. Yeah, here it is. Let me tell you about my experience since I wasn't able to film it. I was supposed to go to Sin City Tattoo to get it pierced, but the piercer didn't come in until 5 o'clock. And if you don't know me, you'll know I'm giving this little information. I am very impatient. So there I am sitting on my phone searching for other tattoo and piercing places that are open in Vegas. And it's 10 o'clock in the morning. And it's New Year's Day. I find one called Club Tattoo. It's at the Miracle Mile Shops in Planet Hollywood. Let me tell you that she gets for being impatient. Okay, so we go to the place, and it's on the strip. We park, we go in, find the place. It's really easy. It's right there. Go in, I tell them I want to get my septum pierced. Like, okay, the septum piercing costs $60, but that's not including the jewelry. And I was just all like, okay, how much is the jewelry? And she's like, that'll be $30 just for the simple, basic silver horseshoe. And I was just like, okay, that's fine. So I show her my ID, I fill out the information, and I pay $90. And she's like, okay, I'm going to go get your stuff set up. It takes like 10 minutes in the sterilizer. And I was just like, whatever, go do what you need to do. And so 10 minutes later, she comes back. And I'm sitting there with my aunt because my aunt is the one who paid for it. Thank you, Cindy. I'm sitting there waiting, very impatient, just going back and forth like this. And she's like, okay, you can come with me. And I was like hoping my aunt could come too because I have a huge fear of needles. And especially since I'm facing this needle alone, I didn't have my aunt with me. I was terrified. I was just all like, why must you do this to me? So she's like, I don't prefer an audience. And I was just all like, fuck. She's going to kill me back there, isn't she? So we get back there. It's just her and I. And she's like, okay, I'm going to have you sit on the table. I sit on the table. She's making small talk, asking about my New Year's Eve, asking if I go to school and stuff like that. I tell her, yeah, New Year's, blah, 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 stuff like that. I was just like, I spend it with my family. I go to school as a teacher, like, teaching and teaching degree. I'm not a teacher yet, but I go for my teaching degree. And she's like, oh, okay, that's cool. She's like, okay, so she cleans out my nose, and that shit smells. It's like just full on antiseptic hospital smell. And I was just like, fuck. Like, okay, she's like, I'm gonna mark up your nose. I was like, okay, that's fine, because I knew that she was gonna do it. And I was making small talk. I'm like, yeah, I watched many videos on YouTube. Some say like the worst part is the clamp, and then you feel a little pinch of the needle, and then the jewelry's in. And I was hoping for that clamp because I heard that the clamp sometimes numbs the nose. So I'm just all like making small talk about the many videos that I watched. And she's also like, oh yeah, but I don't use a clamp. And I'm just all like sitting there. Piercer say what? You don't use a clamp? And she's like, yeah, I find that it gets in the way. And I was just all like, fuck. So I was like, I should have just fucking waited. Why am I so goddamn impatient? So she's like, okay, now that I'm marching notes, I'm going to need you to lay down on the bed. And I was just like, okay. So I lay down. She's like, I need you to come further where your head is dangling off. So I did that. I'm sitting there. The blood is rushing to my head. Perfectly fine. She's like, okay, I'm going to poke the back of your nose with, the inside of your nose with the back of the needle. Cool. Okay, whatever. Do what you need to do. You're the piercer here. You're the professional. I'm not. And she's poking the back. She's like, okay, now I need you to do a very big, deep breath in. I was just like, okay. So I was like, and she's like, blow it out. And I blew all my air out in the first go, which don't ever do. I blew it all out in the first go, and she was only halfway through. And she's like, keep breathing out. And I was, by that time, all my breath is gone. I'm just like, like trying to get more air through. And finally she pierced it all the way through. And I'm just all like, holy fuck. I let out like this manly grunt. My eyes are watering. I'm just all like, oh, fuck, shit. Holy fudge crackers. I literally said that out loud. And she's like sitting there laughing. And I'm just like, that pain level was not what I thought it was going to be. It literally felt, for my pain level, because I have a huge fear of needles, probably a good 6, maybe? Yeah, probably 6. That shit hurt. And so now she's just sliding the needle back and forth. She's like, okay, I'm putting in the jewelry. And I was just like, okay, I know this part, the worst part is already over, so whatever. So she puts in the jewelry, and she just sliding the needle out. Let me tell you about this. Just sliding the fucking needle out. It gave me goosebumps. That was the weirdest fucking feeling I've ever felt in my entire life. Just, it felt like nails just dragging down my arms. It was so weird. And so she has the jewelry, and she's putting the ball on. I'm just like, okay, the worst part's over. Done. The piercing's done. So, and I already got pierced this morning by my fucking cat. Einstein got in a fight with my older cat and fucking pierced my fucking finger, and it hurts to fucking put my hand down like this. But she's sitting there adjusting the thing, and I noticed that she's like scrunching her eyebrows, furrowing her eyebrows. I'm just all like, okay, what's going on now? And she's all like, I have to tell you the truth. And I was just all like, what now? And she's all like, it's kind of higher on one side than it is the other. And I'm just all like, experienced piercers say what now? And she's all like, yeah, it's just a little higher on one side, but you can't really tell, and you really can't tell unless somebody gets really super close to you. And nobody gets that close to my bubble because, again, I like personal space. So later on in the car, after I tell my aunt the whole experience and I have to get some food in me because I'm literally woozy and about to pass out, I'm in the car, I'm looking at the line that she didn't take off. Realize that the line is fucking crooked. Don't get me wrong, the piercer was very nice, but the line was crooked. This is what I get for being impatient. A crooked septum piercing. But again, you can't really tell unless you're super close to me. That was my septum piercing experience. So now I have 2 to 4 months to heal this. And she's just like, use saline spray or a wound wash or just warm water. And I was just like, okay, whatever. I was so like just ready to get out of there. And then she's all like, well, if you have any problem with it, you can come back and we'll pierce it again for free. And I was just like, after $90 fucking, you better goddamn pierce it for free. So I get out there, come home, and now I'm making this video for you. And do you see the videos that, I'm not the videos, but the pictures that I post? Or is it on that side? Can't. Everything's reversed in YouTube. It's one of these sides. Well, those are the pictures of my septum and the crooked line that she drew. So yeah, if you have any piercing horror stories, tell me down below. I'd really like to hear them. Alright. See you later, guys. Bye!